I'll just say one thing, get ready for what's coming, because Texas is far more surprising and far crazier than you might think. And by the final facts, you'll understand exactly what I mean. 35. The state that can power the world. Texas produces more energy than any other U.S. state, by far. Thanks to its vast oil fields, sprawling wind farms, and booming solar sector, Texas alone generates roughly a quarter of all American crude oil and nearly a third of its wind energy. In fact, if Texas were its own nation, it would rank among the top 10 energy producers globally. Drive through West Texas and you'll see a surreal sight. Thousands of wind turbines spinning on the horizon, sharing space with oil pumps, nodding like mechanical dinosaurs. It's an odd marriage of old and new energy, Texan innovation at its finest. 34. Bigger than many countries. Texas covers about 268,596 square miles, larger than France, Germany, or even the entire United Kingdom. To drive from El Paso in the west to Texarkana in the east, you'd need nearly 12 hours without stopping. That's like driving from New York City to Chicago and back. What's more, the state has every type of landscape you can imagine. Mountains, forests, deserts, beaches, and plains. It's a geographic buffet that could make other states jealous. Texans like to say, we have it all, and honestly, they're not wrong. 33. Home of the world's first rodeo. While many places claim cowboy roots, the world's first recorded rodeo took place in Pecos, Texas in 1883. This event set the stage for what would become a billion-dollar sport and cultural phenomenon. Today, Texas hosts some of the biggest rodeos on earth, including the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo, which draws more than 2 million visitors annually. Even in small towns, weekend rodeos are community staples, equal parts competition and celebration of frontier grit. So yes, when Texans talk about being born to ride, it's not just a slogan, it's heritage. Before continuing, be sure to subscribe to discover hidden stories and curiosities about every U.S. state that no one else will tell you. 32. Weather so wild, it can snow and burn in the same day. Few states experience weather mood swings like Texas. In a single day, you might wake up to a chilly frost in Amarillo and drive into 100-degree heat by the afternoon in Laredo. The state's size means it straddles multiple climate zones, leading to everything from hurricanes on the Gulf Coast to blizzards in the Panhandle. In February 1899, for example, the temperature in the northern part of the state dropped to a record 23 degrees Celsius. Fast forward to modern times, and triple-digit summers are now the norm. In short, Mother Nature keeps Texas on her toes. 31. The world's largest honky-tonk. If you want to dance in true Texan fashion, head to Billy Bob's Texas in Fort Worth, the largest honky-tonk on the planet. This massive country dance hall spans nearly 3 acres under one roof and can hold more than 6,000 boot-stomping guests. It has hosted legends like Garth Brooks, Willie Nelson, and George Strait. There's even an indoor rodeo arena where real bulls are ridden while live bands play. It's more than a venue. It's a temple of Texas music and dance culture. No other place captures the spirit of country nightlife quite like it. 30. The mysterious Marfa Lights. Deep in the desert near the small town of Marfa, strange glowing orbs appear at night, floating, merging, and darting across the sky. These Marfa lights have puzzled scientists and locals for over a century. Some say they're reflections of car headlights. Others claim they're atmospheric phenomena, or even supernatural. No one has ever proven exactly what they are, and that mystery keeps travelers flocking to the viewing area year-round. Whether science or magic, the Marfa lights remain one of Texas's most captivating unsolved wonders. 29. Dr. Pepper was invented here. Before Coca-Cola or Pepsi hit the shelves, there was Dr. Pepper. The world's oldest major soft drink was created in 1885 in Waco, Texas by a pharmacist named Charles Alderton. He mixed 23 flavors to craft something entirely unique, and Texans never looked back. Today, Waco proudly houses the Dr. Pepper Museum, a fizzy tribute to the iconic drink. And if you're from Texas, asking for a Coke might still earn you the question, you mean Dr. Pepper? It's not just a beverage here, it's a local legend. 28. A coastline longer than you think. People often forget Texas has beaches, but its Gulf Coast stretches for about 367 miles. From the white sands of South Padre Island to the historic port of Galveston, the coastline is a playground for surfers, sailors, and seafood lovers. The Gulf waters are warm almost year-round, making it one of the most accessible and affordable seaside destinations in the U.S. And thanks to its extensive wetlands and barrier islands, the Texas coast is also a paradise for bird watchers, especially during migration season, when millions of birds stop to rest on their way south. 27. The city that grows on itself. Houston, the largest city in Texas, keeps expanding so rapidly that it now has more square mileage than the entire state of Rhode Island. With over 2.3 million residents and no zoning laws, Houston's layout is a wild mix of skyscrapers, strip malls, and suburban ranch homes all sharing space. The city's growth is powered by energy, medicine, and technology industries, plus a thriving multicultural population that makes it one of the most diverse places in America. You can eat food from 100 countries without ever leaving the city limits. 26. Texas has its own power grid. Unlike every other U.S. state, Texas operates on its own electrical grid, managed by ERCOT, the Electric Reliability Council of Texas. This system was designed to keep Texas energy independent from federal oversight. Neuchester. While that independence has perks, it also means the state can face unique challenges, like the 2021 winter blackout that made national headlines. Still, the Texas grid symbolizes the state's fierce sense of self-reliance, a theme that runs deep in its culture, economy, and politics. 25. The Caddo gave it its name. The name Texas comes from the Caddo word Tasha, meaning friends or allies. Early Spanish explorers heard it and began using a version of the word to refer to the region and its people. It's a fitting name for a state known for its hospitality and sense of camaraderie. Despite its reputation for toughness, Texas remains one of the friendliest states in the nation, where strangers wave from their trucks and small towns still greet you like family. 24. The largest ranch in the United States. Everything's bigger in Texas, including its ranches. The legendary King Ranch, located in South Texas, covers approximately 825,000 acres, larger than the entire state of Rhode Island. Founded in 1853, it remains one of the most productive ranches in the world, home to tens of thousands of cattle and horses. The ranch's influence runs deep in Texas culture. Even Ford named a luxury edition of its trucks after it. When people say ranch-sized in Texas, this is what they mean. 23. Tornado capital of the country. The northern part of Texas sits squarely in Tornado Alley, the region of the United States most prone to twisters. On average, Texas experiences about 130 tornadoes per year, more than any other state. Towns like Wichita Falls and Lubbock have seen some of the most intense storms on record, yet Texans are remarkably calm about it. Tornado drills are routine, storm shelters are common, and local meteorologists are practically celebrities. It's all part of life in the Lone Star State, where the weather is as dramatic as the scenery. 22. Home to the fastest road in America. Driving enthusiasts rejoice. Texas has the fastest legal speed limit in the nation. On a stretch of State Highway 130 between Austin and San Antonio, you can legally drive 85 miles per hour. It's a dream for road trip lovers and a nod to Texas's vast open spaces where long drives are part of daily life. Just be sure your tires and your nerves are ready, because Texans take that speed limit as more of a suggestion than a cap. 21. Bluebonnets everywhere. Every spring, Texas transforms into a sea of blue as millions of wildflowers bloom across the countryside. The state flower, the bluebonnet, covers hillsides, highways, and meadows in breathtaking color. Locals and tourists alike pull over to take photos in fields of blue, a cherished seasonal ritual. These blooms usually peak between March and April, and the Texas Hill Country becomes one of the most photographed regions in the United States during that time. It's nature's way of saying, howdy y'all, it's spring. 20. The Texas State Fair is the largest in America. Every fall, Dallas transforms into a carnival wonderland with the Texas State Fair, the biggest state fair in the United States. It stretches across more than 270 acres of Fair Park and draws over 2 million visitors each year, from fried Oreos and turkey legs the size of your arm to pig races and live music. The fair celebrates everything larger than life about Texas. And you can't miss Big Tex, the towering 55-foot talking cowboy statue that greets guests with his famous drawl. Howdy, folks. The fair is more than an event. It's a tradition that's been running since 1886, a love letter to Texas pride, food, and fun. 19. The tallest Capitol building in the U.S. Everything really is bigger here, including the government buildings. The Texas State Capitol in Austin stands taller than the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C. by nearly 15 feet. Built from sunset red granite, the dome glows beautifully at dawn and dusk, making it one of the most photographed buildings in the state. Inside, its rotunda features detailed murals, ornate staircases, and acoustic perfection. You can whisper along one wall and hear it echo across the room. And unlike some capitals, you can walk right in for free. Texans like to remind visitors, their state's symbol of democracy doesn't just match D.C., it tops it. 18. You can visit a real desert and a rainforest in the same state. Texas geography is so extreme that you can hike through a desert one day and wander a tropical jungle the next. Big Bend National Park on the western edge of the state offers vast desert landscapes, cactus-covered mountains, and starry skies so clear it's designated an International Dark Sky Park. Meanwhile, in East Texas, you'll find the Big Thicket National Preserve, a dense, humid forest with bayous, wild orchids, and even carnivorous plants. Few places on Earth host such contrasting ecosystems in one state. It's like exploring two different continents without ever crossing a border. 17. There's a town named Earth. Only in Texas could you drive through Earth and come out smiling. Yes, Earth, Texas is a real place. A small farming town in the Panhandle with about 900 residents. Founded in the 1920s, the town's name was chosen to reflect its agricultural roots and connection to the land. Road trippers often stop just to snap a picture with the famous Welcome to Earth sign. For a state so proud of its down-to-earth charm, this town's name couldn't be more fitting. 16. The world's largest parking lot is in Texas. If you've ever tried to find parking at the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, you've experienced the vastness of one of the world's largest parking lots. The airport covers nearly 27 square miles, bigger than Manhattan, and can accommodate almost 40,000 cars at once. DFW isn't just massive. It's also one of the busiest airports on the planet, with flights to over 250 destinations worldwide. Locals joke that it takes longer to drive around the airport than to fly from Dallas to Houston, and sometimes they're right. 15. The Cadillac Ranch Art Installation. Just outside Amarillo sits one of the quirkiest roadside attractions in America, Cadillac Ranch. 10 classic Cadillacs are buried nose first in the ground, their tail fins jutting toward the sky. Created in 1974 by a group of artists known as the Ant Farm, this installation celebrates both the rise and fall of the Cadillac's glory days. Visitors are encouraged to bring spray paint and leave their mark, making the display an ever-changing canvas of neon graffiti. It's weird, it's iconic, and it's 100% Texas. 14. The NASA Connection. Houston earned its nickname Space City for a reason. It's home to NASA's Johnson Space Center. This is where astronauts train, missions are coordinated, and those famous words, "Houston, we have a problem," were first spoken. The facility covers 1,600 acres and includes mission control rooms, life-size spacecraft replicas, and even a shuttle carrier aircraft on display. Visitors can explore the Space Center Houston Museum to touch moon rocks or see real spacecraft. The city's identity is so intertwined with space exploration that even the local basketball team is called the Rockets. 13. A river you can float through the middle of a city. San Antonio's Riverwalk is one of the most beautiful urban landscapes in America. Winding through downtown, the river is lined with cypress trees, stone bridges, restaurants, and colorful lights that shimmer on the water at night. You can stroll, dine, or even take a guided boat ride along its 15 miles of canals. Originally built to control flooding in the 1940s, it has become the heartbeat of San Antonio's tourism industry. It's rare to find a place where you can float through a city center, but that's Texas ingenuity for you. 12. The only state with its own Pledge of Allegiance. Texans don't just pledge allegiance to the United States, they also have a separate pledge to their own state flag. Recited in schools and at public events, it goes, "Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible." This tradition highlights just how deeply Texans identify with their state. While other states show pride, Texas celebrates it as a daily ritual. It's not arrogance, it's cultural DNA. 11. The largest bat colony in North America. Just outside San Antonio, the Bracken Cave houses more than 15 million Mexican free-tailed bats, making it the largest known bat colony in North America. Every evening in summer, the bats emerge in massive swirling clouds that stretch across the sky like smoke. The spectacle attracts tourists, scientists, and photographers from around the world. These bats aren't just impressive, they're essential, devouring thousands of tons of insects each night. It's one of nature's most jaw-dropping shows. And it happens right in the heart of Texas. Before we get to the 10 facts that corroborate what I told you at the beginning, remember to subscribe to the channel and give it a like to become experts in American geography. 10. the state where barbecue is practically a religion. In Texas, barbecue isn't just food. It's a way of life, a cultural cornerstone, and in many ways, a form of art. Every town, no matter how small, has its own local pitmaster, each guarding secret rubs, sauces, and smoking techniques passed down through generations. Central Texas is the undisputed heart of this tradition, where brisket is smoked low and slow for up to 18 hours, developing a rich, tender flavor that keeps aficionados coming back for more. Alongside brisket, classic sausages, juicy ribs, and simple yet essential sides like white bread, pickles, and onions complete the meal. Towns like Lockhart, Luling, and Taylor have become pilgrimage sites for barbecue lovers from all corners of the globe, attracting people who will travel hundreds of miles just to experience a single bite. And yes, debates over which joint reigns supreme are almost as intense as the smoke rising from a noonday pit. 9. The official state sport isn't football. Surprise. It's rodeo. While Texas high school football might look like a religion from the bleachers, rodeo was declared the official state sport in 1997. The decision honors the cowboy heritage that shaped Texas identity. Events like bull riding, calf roping, and barrel racing still draw crowds across the state, blending athleticism, showmanship, and old-fashioned grit. Even in big cities, rodeo season is a major cultural event. It's proof that beneath all the urban development, the cowboy spirit still rides strong. 8. Texas has its own time capsule in space. A tiny piece of Texas is currently orbiting the Earth and will be for thousands of years. When NASA's Voyager spacecraft launched in 1977, it carried sounds and images representing human civilization, including a recording of a Texas thunderstorm. That deep rumble from the lone star skies is now drifting across the galaxy, part of humanity's message to the cosmos. It's poetic, really, a reminder that even the universe knows what Texas weather sounds like. 7. The largest dome stadium in the world for a while. Before modern stadiums began popping up across the globe, the Houston Astrodome reigned supreme as a marvel of engineering and vision. Opened in 1965, it was the first fully enclosed, air-conditioned stadium in the world, earning the nickname the eighth wonder of the world. Its massive dome stretched an astonishing 642 feet across, a world record at the time, and set the standard for future sports arenas everywhere. The Astrodome also introduced a revolutionary innovation, artificial turf, later branded as AstroTurf, which transformed how stadiums managed playing surfaces. Over the decades, it hosted an eclectic mix of events, from thrilling baseball games and football matches to rock concerts, rodeos, and even political rallies. Though it no longer serves as a primary venue, the Astrodome remains an enduring symbol of Texas ambition and ingenuity. It represents a time when Texans weren't afraid to dream bigger than anyone else, and to build it. 6. The San Jacinto Monument is taller than the Washington Monument. Texas doesn't do monuments halfway. The San Jacinto Monument near Houston stands at 567 feet, taller than the Washington Monument by 15 feet. It commemorates the Battle of San Jacinto, a defining moment in Texas history. But even without context, the monument itself is breathtaking. Topped with a massive star symbolizing the Lone Star, it dominates the landscape, visible for miles in every direction. Visitors can take an elevator to the observation deck and enjoy panoramic views of the Gulf Plains below. Like everything else in Texas, it's grand, unapologetic, and impossible to miss. 5. Texas produces more cattle than any other state. If you've ever wondered where America's beef comes from, look no further than Texas. The state has over 13 million head of cattle, more than any other U.S. state by a wide margin. From the Panhandle to South Texas, sprawling ranches dot the landscape, producing everything from premium steak to dairy products. Cattle drives may be a thing of legend now, but ranching remains a major economic driver. Texans take pride in their beef, and culinary traditions like barbecue, steak dinners, and even brisket tacos reflect this deep connection to cattle culture. 4. Home to the largest pecan grove in the world. Texas isn't just about cattle and oil. It also grows nuts in record-breaking quantities. The state produces more pecans than anywhere else in the United States, and the Thompson Pecan Orchard in San Saba is widely regarded as one of the largest pecan groves on Earth. With thousands of acres of trees, these orchards supply both domestic markets and international exports. Texans celebrate the nut each year with festivals featuring pecan pies, pralines, and everything in between. In fact, pecans have been the official state tree nut since 1919, proving that even something as humble as a nut can have big Texan pride. 3. The Lone Star flag is older than you think. Texas has one of the most iconic state flags in the country, the Lone Star flag, symbolizing independence and pride. While many assume it's relatively modern, it was officially adopted in 1839, and the single star has been a symbol of the state since before Texas even joined the United States. The design is simple yet striking, a single star on a field of blue, alongside horizontal white and red stripes. The symbolism resonates throughout Texas culture, from school emblems to murals and road signs. Every Texan knows this flag, and it represents a unique combination of pride, resilience, and the state's larger-than-life personality. 2. Texas has its own Alamo of technology. Austin, the state capital, isn't just political, it's a technological powerhouse. The city has earned the nickname Silicon Hills because it rivals Silicon Valley in terms of tech startups and innovation. Major companies such as Dell, IBM, Apple, and even Google have significant operations here. The city blends tech culture with live music, quirky coffee shops, and a fiercely independent spirit. Startups thrive in Austin, producing everything from cutting-edge software to new energy solutions. In many ways, Austin is Texas showing the world that it can innovate just as much as it celebrates cowboy hats and barbecue. 1. Everything really is bigger in Texas. And finally, the most quintessentially Texan fact, everything is bigger here. In more ways than one. From the state's sheer size to its ambitions, its festivals, its ranches, and even its personalities, Texas embraces the concept of going big like no other place on earth. Cities here aren't just large. They sprawl across landscapes so vast that driving from one side to another can feel like crossing an entire country. Roads stretch endlessly through deserts, plains, and hill country, and the open skies seem to extend forever, giving a sense of freedom that few states can replicate. Texans themselves live with an unmistakable confidence, a pride in their culture and achievements, whether it's their massive stadiums, sprawling ranches, or world-famous barbecue traditions. This bigger is better ethos permeates every aspect of life. Festivals attract millions of visitors, musical events fill arenas, and local businesses aim higher than anywhere else. Even the state's natural wonders, from towering monuments to expansive rivers and forests, reflect this grand scale. Texas doesn't just claim superlatives, it embodies them in everything it does, from its people to its landscapes, its cuisine to its celebrations. Simply put, in Texas, bigger isn't just a word, it's a way of life. Texas is a land of extremes, surprises, and endless curiosity. From mysterious desert lights and enormous ranches to the largest state fairs and tallest monuments, the Lone Star State manages to be simultaneously historic, quirky, and forward-thinking, all without ever feeling small. Its energy production, wildlife, urban sprawl, and cultural touchstones make it a state that never stops surprising. Whether you're sipping Dr. Pepper in Waco, floating along the San Antonio River Walk, or watching bats swirl at Bracken Cave, you're part of a story that is as big as Texas itself. So next time someone says, "Everything's bigger in Texas," you can smile knowingly. It's not just a saying, it's a fact, a lifestyle, and an adventure that stretches from the Panhandle to the Gulf Coast, and from the deserts to lush forests. The more you explore, the more you realize that Texas isn't just a state, it's a world unto itself, brimming with secrets, stories, and wonders waiting to be discovered. Now that you know these 35 facts about Texas, tell us, which one did you like the most? Or which one surprised you the most? We'd love to read your opinion in the comments and see how many of us pick the same number. And something else many of us will probably agree on is watching the video I'm leaving on screen, because we all love sharing and learning interesting facts. And that's exactly what this video is all about. But before you watch it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give it a like. Otherwise, we might not see each other again.